Barbra Tucker was the youngest of 7 siblings. She was thought of as the baby of the house, even though she grew to be taller than every one of her siblings, standing at an impressive 6 foot. Barbra was one of the most energetic and outgoing teenagers you would ever meet, described by her friends and family as bubbly, fun, loving, and full of energy. Barbra enjoyed playing basketball in her spare time at Cleveland High School. Barbra was also very ambitious and was willing to work hard to achieve whatever her mind set out to do. She went to a national competition, won awards, was involved in a club for students interested in business and retail. In the summertime, she tested out her labor skills, working at Sears. Then when she was at home, she sold crocheted knitted, always something that involved art and craft. At the same time, she was a sophomore, studying business at Mount Hood Community College. On the afternoon of the 15th of June 1980, and at the age of 19, Barbra was planning to go for an evening class on campus, and so she called her mother. She told her she would stop by a friend's apartment for ice cream if her evening class ended early. She was on her way to that evening class from her apartment on Northeast 23rd Street when the worst tragedy happened. The sequence of events that would lead to her demise was pieced together by the police from witness reports, and this is what they saw. A woman said she saw Barbra and a man in the woods near the campus. A couple of other people will remember seeing her frantically trying to flag down passing cars. One witness saw a man looking wide-eyed and apparently shocked emerge from the bushes in the same area. The witnesses that could get a clear glimpse of the man described him as young and in his early 20s, about 6 feet tall with a muscular build, broad shoulders, and a square neck. The next morning, Barbra's body will be found in some shrubs near the campus parking lot by a fellow student. Barbra's parents and family, who have been waiting for her to return home, instead got to hear the news from Gresham police. It broke them. The police preserved physical evidence from the crime scene and ran through witnesses, but none of the testimonies led to anything solid. The investigation days turned to months. Barbra's funeral came and went months into years, and the case went cold through all of this. Barbra Tucker's mother, Louise Tucker, would never lose hope. She still strongly believed that the murder of her daughter would be solved. Her father, on the other hand, was too hurt and broken to talk about his daughter, and he would leave the room whenever her name was brought into any conversation. In 1989, Albert Tucker, Barbra's father, unfortunately passed away. After his death, Louise, Barbra's mother, became more relentless. She didn't stop seeking justice for her daughter, even though it looked like the case would never be solved. She stayed in contact with the Gresham Police Department and a Multnomah County District Attorney's office. She was meticulous about every detail of the case, ensuring that nothing was glossed over, and everything was considered. In 1995, 6 years after the death of her husband, Louise Tucker, Barbra's mother, also passed away. They never lived to see their daughter's case solved. However, she had left an informal handwritten record of her attempts to find answers. One of the notes said, "If it takes 10 years, I don't care. I just can't let it rest." 4 decades were passed before a break in DNA technology, which was not available at the time of the murder, would lead to the arrest of a man named Robert Plimpton of Chowdale on the 8th of June, 2021. He was taken into custody by the Gresham Police Department for the alleged rape and murder of Barbra Tucker in 2018. A detective named Aaron Turns had promised Barbra's sister Susan Patter that he wouldn't rest until he had solved the case. Physical evidence that had been taken from the crime scene years ago was what implicated Plimpton. A DNA profile match was made to him, and this was what led investigators to arrest him. Clinton already had a sketchy history and had already been arrested. Once in 1997, the case was thrown out at the time due to a lack of evidence. It was also found that Plimpton was a 16-year-old student at Reynolds High School at the time of the crime. However, the district attorney's office had said that he will be charged and tried as an adult. Plimpton pleaded not guilty in his arraignment, and his case is currently in court.